up, Gaming Compute? It's been a bit. Happy MLK Day. Happy MLK weekend. Hopefully you had the time off to rest or do whatever you wanted. Or maybe not. If you had a weekend kind of like mine, you took some other days off and then decided to be busy on the holiday day. And that's what I did. I was doing some labs. We're actually starting chapter 16 tomorrow, in core 2, but I made a video of a lab for chapter 11, and I plan to post it up. Now, I left my mistakes in it, and you can see, I was running out of space everywhere. I was gonna record it on my phone, ran out of space. I already ran out of space on my spare phone before my iPhone ran out of space, and then I ran out of space on my laptop. So I found about 34 gigs of downloads that I have basically I just have them just on my computer. So I'm putting them onto my external hard drive, and at the same time I am waiting for this video to load, and then I'm gonna put it up on YouTube. I'll probably attach it to this episode here, but I'm not gonna talk too much about that episode because it's pretty self-explanatory. Just the only things I would say: I do not usually record videos. This is probably my first time doing a screen recording using my actual laptop. Not even this laptop. I don't remember if I've taken screenshots, but I don't recall screen recording. I think the last time I screen recorded was like 2013 or 2011 or something. I was using Cam Studio. I've used OBS Studio before a little bit. It wasn't recent, and it was for like maybe a week's worth of time that I was trying to get it to work with Kick or something, or Twitch. I couldn't really figure it out too quickly, and I kind of decided I don't really want to live stream anyways. At the time I was slightly interested, and I'm still kind of interested in it, but I don't have enough I don't know. I haven't done it. I'm not against the idea. I just don't really think I would do it unless it's like, I don't know, playing Magic the Gathering Arena, or just doing kind of like random stuff. I don't know what I would be doing. But most of the things I do, I don't really require live streaming. I'm not doing like major tutorials or anything yet. I'm just doing my homework and submitting it. So I basically showed in this experience the end of a clip where I didn't successfully complete the lab. I ran out of time, and you'll notice if you do watch the video, I wasn't really testing out the mic. I was kind of just talking myself through things and just realizing, I was aware that the mic was on, but I was just kind of talking through it and not really paying attention to, the sound. So it was pretty quiet, because it's kind of like, when I'm working on stuff, sometimes I do kind of just sit there and talk myself through it. And then, or other times it's just mentally, but like in my mind. But this was kind of fun. I liked the experience. I had a good time with it. I just wanted to spend 30 minutes tonight working on this stuff because I want to sleep early and I've got a long day tomorrow and I'm working out in the morning and I'm probably going to sleep pretty early tonight. So, because I didn't sleep that well tonight, I had initially planned to get up early, which I did do. I got up maybe like 10 minutes before 7, which was early considering that I slept a little after midnight. So I could have probably slept another hour, but I didn't. Actually, I went to sleep a little after midnight. It was slightly accidental. It was strange because I had looked at my phone clock and I was like, okay, it's about 11:30ish. And then a few minutes later, or not that long later, I kind of like briefly was like, I wonder how long it's been. And I just kind of clicked the phone on real quick to see the time and, you know, just put it down. And in my head, that second time I had looked at the clock, somehow I was like, wow, is it 10:30? I thought it was 11:30 last time. And then I was like, maybe I had it wrong. I just kind of like dismissed it. And then next thing I knew, I was looking at the clock and it was midnight. So it was definitely 11:30 before that. And then and it was not 10:30 at all. And I was like, how did it just go from 10:30 to 12, you know? But I was tired already. And then I woke up, you know, once I went to sleep around midnight-ish. I ended up waking up around 4:30 in the morning, and then from there, I was kind of in and out of sleep. But this morning in LA, at least in my area, for some reason, the sky was like super pink, and so I literally got up just to take pictures of it, because I was like, what is going on? Like I looked, you know how you can kind of see like the color of your room, like when the blinds are open and the sun's coming up, and I saw that, and I was just like, why is everything pink? Like, that's not normal for how it usually looks indoors for me. And then, you know, we keep some windows open and stuff, and when I was walking through the house, all the light shining in was like pink. Like, this is really weird. And so I step outside and I'm like, it's totally pink. Like, there's some kind of strange, I don't know what that was, but it lasted just a little bit, and I had a feeling it wasn't gonna last very long. So I got up to take pictures and I was like, it's almost 7. I'm already up. Let me just bang this stuff out. So I worked out and ate breakfast. Didn't eat a lot of breakfast. I wasn't super hungry, but I did it anyways. I ate breakfast. And then I started working on labs and assignments. And I told myself I'd be done before noon. I did not know that some of these were so long. And one of them I timed out, which was this one. So I ended up spending more than 2 hours doing it. And then another one, you know, I guess the ones that I was doing before this, I was like fumbling around with the recording software and taking longer in that way, because I was like, well, if I'm going to take this long, I might as well record it. And then, yeah, so I took a little bit longer, but I you know, made some lunch, didn't take that many breaks, very short breaks, but I still took until about 2:30 to finish everything. Oh, that's what it was. There was some weird lab that had like a link that didn't work where you're supposed to download something. I could be wrong about that. So I'm gonna ask in the class tomorrow if anybody else had that same issue, because it's due at midnight. I didn't know I hadn't finished it. Like, I'm just, you know, sometimes I'm doing this stuff when I'm tired. Oftentimes I'm doing this stuff when I'm tired, but it's a little more interesting when I get to create content out of it too. And this lab was cool. I've done some labs in chapter 15 by now, by the time I'm recording this, but this was from chapter 11. So I've done some from 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and tomorrow we're doing chapter 16. And this is all being done between January 5th, when we came back from winter break. Tomorrow is going to be January 20th. We take our Core 2 exam on either February 12th or 13th, somewhere near there, approximately, or if they need to change it, they will let us know. And at this point in time, we have access to the portal and to job listings and things. So I'm kind of motivated toward trying to get my portfolio up and running. I've got some really ancient material on there, but this weekend I was kind of geeking out a lot on some of the new stuff. I was really getting into like all these strange like rare operating systems. There was this one content creator talking about this North Korean operating system, and this other North Korean, these two like smartphones that don't really have internet access. They have like an intranet, and it's all like everything has to be approved material, and even the wording, it kind of changes when you write something that they don't consider politically correct, like certain titles of countries and names and slang and stuff. They're just like, it autocorrects every time, and it doesn't even let you put the right thing, or put what you wanted to type. And I'm like, the level of censorship is so amazing. I almost want to make a whole video about it. I really want to get one and make a video, but I probably won't go that far. I have some motherboard personal projects I want to work on. I haven't really gotten around to that yet. But I'm just gonna start doing in 30-minute. I'll make some content and then spend 30 minutes working on the edits, because it takes longer to load stuff up. I'm not gonna edit to perfection and make every little thing, like cut all the kind of like space where I'm like making mistakes. I kept all the mistakes in there, but it was a fun experience. I'm just recording a little bit now because I'm waiting. I'm freeing up space and I'm waiting, and then I'll post the video tonight, I hope. I started all this around 6:30 p.m. with the video part, but like I said, I stopped studying around 2:30, so I had a little break in the middle of the day here just to kind of unwind. Ate dinner, got some food from Chicken Maison. They had a buy one get one free today, so we got some chicken, some potato salad, some stuffed grape leaves, good stuff. And I've been doing some martial arts practice, kind of learning some terminology for Shotokan and Capoeira, and kind of looking at some of the moves, making sure that like the form, making sure I kind of understand it in my head. I'm still kind of struggling through some combos, some new combos. So this week I'm hoping to learn more of them I've got a lot of things I want to do by Wednesday. Or Thursday, I guess now, because tomorrow's already going to be Tuesday. Well, no, I can do it by then. And then, yeah, I've kind of just been having fun with this kind of stuff. But I guess I wasn't having that much fun earlier, but I'm a little more excited about it because I have some footage. So that, for some reason, made it a lot more interesting for me anyways, to get something creative out of it. And I don't want to it takes time, and I don't want to spend too much time recording way too much stuff, like, because there's so much material I could be recording all day long. But I need to like focus on actually like getting through the class and like getting the certifications. I don't want to take time away from that. So I guess tonight here for just a little bit of time. I'm probably gonna study a little bit longer, and then yeah, just wait for the everything to kind of download and then upload the video. And once I'm done with that, I'll stop studying and go to bed, or do my nighttime routine on my way to going to bed if it's too early by then. But I'm just trying to kind of stay, like, it's kind of funny to say, like, stay off YouTube. I don't have Netflix. Prime drives me nuts because of the ads, so I'm not interested in anything where I'm not good at blocking out the ads. But I'm really getting into some stuff. It's just, there's the pressure of the class behind me to kind of finish what is on schedule instead of the pressure to just do other stuff, creative stuff. But yeah, I'm still gonna I think I'm gonna post this on the website, this video on the website, not this episode. Well, all the episodes are technically on the podcast link of this website, but on Game and Compute. But I really haven't updated that website in a while, and I want to, so I obviously can't do it right now. But yeah, I've got a test in a little less than a month now, so I'm really trying to crack down and get into everything, like, fast enough so that I can, do well. That's the goal, is just to do good, and then keep improving. I am quite a beginner, a little bit of a hobbyist and a DIY type, but overall I'm still a beginner. Like, even the labs that tell you, like, some basic stuff about the taskbar, I was learning some of that today, with Windows and, like, I don't know every little nook and cranny of Windows 11. All I know is I am not the biggest fan of Windows updates, I have to say that, but whatever. I still use Windows. I dabble a little bit with Python, and then I have an iPhone, and an Android phone. So, I've got a little bit of access to other stuff. But alright, I don't really wanna keep talking too much, honestly. I don't really have a lot to say. I'm just watching this video, and I know on the podcast I don't use Riverside, so I'm basically just going to use this episode to link that YouTube video. But all these podcast episodes usually do load to YouTube through the RSS feed, so from Spotify. So this episode will be audio on YouTube as well. And I just want to encourage people, if you're interested in this type of certification, I mean, if I can do it, anybody can do it. Like, I mean that. I'm not just saying that. I mean, I haven't done it yet, but I haven't finished it yet, but I'm doing it in progress, and I will finish this. Regardless of how long it takes me, I'm going to get it done. But I'm on track right now. I'm a little behind, but still within the limit of the scheduled class. I definitely needed to take a breather. The break wasn't really enough for me, so the last couple weeks were kind of a little challenging in a way. I'm still trying to figure out what that was, so that if it happens again, I guess I kind of didn't have a lot of direction with a lot of stuff. I was kind of like, a lot of my goals, I did reach a lot of my goals in December. So, it was weird starting out the new year thinking that I was gonna just go into starting out the new year just thinking I was gonna just only just repeat what I had just done since like summer with my goals and just keep going forward that way. But then I realized I was kind of bored and that wasn't really working for me, so I decided I wasn't gonna do that. And then I never really officially stuck within the last 19 or so days, 19 to 30 something days if I count the end of December. You know, I didn't really stick to any specific thing, so you know, I was kind of looking for something new, something different, but not something so brand new that I am not familiar and have to start some other thing from scratch when I'm in the middle of doing something else. So, you know, I guess the last couple weeks I was kind of creatively brainstorming, maybe a little bit more than studying. I was still studying, doing a little bit, but I was kind of only doing what I felt like doing. I wasn't really pushing. I was like, okay, when I get kind of tired, I'm gonna like, you know, just step away and go do other creative stuff. And I guess finally today it kind of hit a little bit with the video making, but I'm not saying that I'm gonna make videos every day. That is not realistic, because I do not have really like 2-3 hours to be making videos. I mean, I try to make the most of the time, because if the uploading takes long, at least I can do other things. But I don't really prefer multitasking with stuff. And then, you know, but I really don't like wasting time either. And I also don't like doing a whole lot at night, because then I get a little hyper and want to think and work and not sleep. I start getting all these ideas, and I'm like, I can push another hour past my bedtime. I can push another couple hours. I'll still be fine. And next thing I know, I'm sleep deprived, waking up and being like, why didn't I just go to bed on time? I can't do that too many nights. But okay, it looks like this, at least part of the video is done, so I gotta upload to YouTube once I check it real quick. And then keep looking out, you know, if you like those types of videos, I will be posting stuff. I just, because, you know, I'm in the process of working on this portfolio, but it's taking me more time to save it in folders and kind of brainstorm how I want it to look and how I want things on the website and how I want it to kind of creatively be. You know, I'm taking my time a little bit with it, because there might be enthusiasts or just curious people who are looking at the content, but I have to be realistic that there might be potential employers and also, you know, other professional people looking at it too. So I don't really want to make myself look bad, you know, and I don't want to be unprofessional. And I, you know, as a beginner, I don't mind posting like beginner-ish stuff, but at a certain point, it's going to need to be more polished. But I do like doing stuff on holidays. So this is kind of my holiday post, I guess. Holiday weekend post. I've got a couple other pod episodes elsewhere to post too, and then yeah, it sounds like it's gonna, the night's gonna wrap up well. The 3-day weekend's gonna wrap up well. Alright, you guys, hopefully you have a very good week.